Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dominions 4. In the last episode, we saw even more tragedy, with the only silver lining being that Batman and his troops in the good old woods are holding up rather nicely, but they were attacked by a pretty pitiful force of Ictiids, and we have 110 units of heavy infantries, militias, and elite warriors bearing down on us. So, yet again, I have kind of changed where I'm going with this. I am going to move up Ningirsu. She's just a minor mage, so I'm not going to waste a rename on her, but I'm going to move her up here. And a neat little trick is when you click on a province and you click the Y button, you will see not only the troops that are there in that province, but you will see the troops that will be in that province the next turn. So I've put her in one of my little groups here, and I've asked her to cast a spell called Protection 3 times. Now what Protection is it's a remote version of Barkskin. So if you cast Barkskin on yourself, it gives you 10 protection. And if you have if you have 10 protection or more, I think it adds 1 to whatever total you have. Protection is the remote version of that. She will cast that on 1 square around her, so 2 of my guys. And she's going to do that 3 times, and since they're standing around, they'll be able to soak it up. So that should turn 6 of these guys, at least, into 10 protection, which is good because, as you could see, they have 7. So it gives them an additional third of protection. Should help, hopefully. Once they've left and they start attacking, I have her just cast the only real attack spell that she can, which is Slime. It doesn't do much damage. She just shoots a glob of slime at the enemies, and hopefully if it hits them, it'll slow them down a little bit. And that's really all I can hope to do. Meanwhile, I have Ursula searching. Ninhursag, okay, she's building a temple. She's coming back to do more research, and everybody here is just holding tight. Surreal Beliefs will be here the next turn, and he can refuel on some troops. Now, I know for a fact that this is all Tianchi has, because this is a neutral province, and Saramesha's up here, so really I should be capitalizing on this, but I simply just can't. Satis is, as you could see up here, too powerful for me. My only hope is that there's some kind of situation going on here between these two, but my scout is here, and he doesn't see any troops. It's free from troops, so it looks like these guys are peaceful with each other, which is terrible. The good news is, Satis only has their 1 castle, so their national troops can only be recruited here. Now, maybe like me, there's some of their troops they could recruit anywhere, but they're good troops, and their best capital-only troops can only be recruited there. They only also appear to have the 1 temple. I have 3 now, so hopefully the next time that we fight, it'll be on advantageous terms for me. So let's end the turn. Okay, we've researched our first level of Conjuration, and Nintur, the Lizard King, has claimed the Throne of Life. So that throne they just conquered, he's claimed it. Still no magic sites. This is really kind of pissing me off. And Ninhursag will go back home. Inanna will research. Where are you, research? There you are. Okay, let's see what we can do with Surreal Beliefs. Well, we have some troops. First of all, I want to get... Well, he has 5 bodyguards already. He doesn't need more. But let's load him up with troops. And let's split them up into 2 units. Okay. And let's give each one of them a hornblower. Alright. This is basically what we have right now to go to war. Although I'm going to do things a little differently. Against Satis, they don't have very good archers. So I'm actually just going to have my troops back a little bit. And I'm going to have them hold and attack closest. That way, if we're on defense, we can use the province defense to soak up a bit damage. And if we are on offense, it'll give Surreal Belief some time to cast some spells before battle is joined. Okay, so let's move him out. Along with him, though, we're going to move Urgile and our new friend, who will be known as Urban. Okay, and what are we going to do with these guys? Well, we're going to give them each a small bodyguard. They're not important enough to warrant a full 5 guys. You can see they're not good at leadership. They have -1 morale. But that's okay. Again, they shouldn't necessarily be involved in the battle. They're just there to watch the commander's back. And I'll put him here in the glob of troops. And I'll put him down here. Okay, so what are we going to do with them? Well, let's see. What can we do? Cast spells. We don't have archers, so aim is useless. Phantasmal Warrior, yes, we could do that. Lightning Bolt, we could do that. That was one of our main goals for these guys, but I'm looking at this spell right here, False Fetters. And the reason why is because Lightning Bolt at its best will kill 1 unit a turn. And if they're bringing 160 guys at me, that's really not going to swing the tide of battle. False Fetters, on the other hand, stops some of the units, and they have to overcome the magic of these fetters in order to move. So it'll basically spread the enemies out, keep them from attacking me all at once, and it affects 2 squares or more. Since it's a level 2 spell, I think we'll only get 2 squares out of it, but if you have a more powerful air mage, you can do even more. And it doesn't cost that much fatigue, so we can just keep casting it and casting it and casting it over and over again. Now the problem is, the area effect, or sorry, the range is 10, so it might not be able to reach the enemy right at the beginning. So what I think I'm going to do right at the beginning, yeah. So this spell right here will just make these guys very hard to hit. It's not really going to be useful in the battle, but if by all means we lose, at least they'll be able to take a swing or two before they run away. Hopefully that'll be useful. Well, Phantasmal Warrior, 10. No, it's fine. Mist Form. Spell. False Fetters. False Fetters. False Fetters. And False Fetters. And we're going to cast spells after that. So, here's a little trick you can learn. When you want to assign the same commands to multiple mages, you don't necessarily need to go through that whole process again. You simply get to one of the guys who has it, and you push Control and a number. But is this, do I have to actually be on him? Control 1. And then you go to the top of the other guy. No, that doesn't work. Maybe I have to scroll over him. Control 1. Control 1. 1. Ah! Success! So you control, and then one of the number keys on the actual spells themselves when they're red, and then click the set battle orders of another guy, and you can do the exact same thing. Okay, excellent. So these 3 are going to, and you know what? We should probably protect these guys just like we did the other ones. So actually, let's carry some of these Salmes with us too. We'll have Erishkigalana and Inanna. And we won't give them any guardians, since they're relatively cheap. And they can do exactly what the other one was doing, which is we'll do protection, 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 slime, slime. Cast spells. Okay, and then as we did before, Control 2 and 2. Excellent. So we're good to go. And we're heading back. Hopefully this will be able to stall them a little bit. Darkwood still seems to be fairly safe. Castle's being built here. They're moving troops away from here. So it looks like they don't want to fight me just yet. I'm going to keep this spy here. Just tell me what's going on here. Is Tirna Og, which looks like the powerhouse. They're all over the map. They must have roughly this area here. And they're still friendly with Satis. So, see a sneaky bastard here. He can't make it. I don't want to risk. Well, if you don't risk, you don't gain. So let's try to get him here, and then I'll try to get down here. We'll see what happens. I want to see how this is going up here as well. And this guy. We have Arco. We have Saromacia. Agartha's all but removed from the game. And Tirna Og. I want to go up north. Okay. Alright. Capital. I want to recruit an Ishib this time, because there are some spells that 2 water will help, and he has exactly 2 water, so... Okay, and we're done with this turn. Conjuration completed. Okay, so I'm done with Conjuration, I believe. No, I'm sorry, I needed level 3. And there's a battle in Opalef. So let's see what Saromesha has. Nothing. Just some random indie troops against barbarians. I don't really care. They lost. And Old Man Mountains has seen an unexpected event. And a bad one, which is unusual for us with our lucky Dominion. Negative 190 population. Well, okay. Alright. So let's move my army back up here. Let's have Ursula do some searching. Batman's still holding steady. And, you know what? We have some money. Let's recruit a Sarush. How about 2 of them, actually? And more of our regular guys. And we're going back to a Salome, because our research has been depleted and needs to be replenished. Okay, so it'll take 2 turns for these guys to come out, but it'll be kind of interesting to have them. They cause fear. You know, right now our goal really is to... These armies are bigger than we are, so we have to be a little smarter than they are. Which shouldn't be hard, you'd think, being as I'm a living, breathing person and they're just a computer, but they do have the numbers, as you can see. And look at this. They're bulking up here. Oh my. Being a god isn't easy. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. Okay, just if you notice here, I'm just adding a little bit of archers, just trying to spend some money, get things done. Now that we have Conjuration 2, let's take a look real quick in the last few minutes of this Let's Play as to what we can do with it. Right now, we have a 2 Earth fellow who's just sitting there, kind of researching. Is there anything he could do? He could summon Ogres. Perhaps. It costs 5 Earth Gems, we only have 19. And all of the ladies here can summon Crocodiles. But it says... Crocodiles are not well suited to fight against humans. We could do wolves. Oh, horned serpents. I'll have 10 nature gems, but we have a lot. But it summons about 5. These guys are pretty good. They have a lot of hit points. They have a venomous bite. I don't know if they're... I don't think they're magical creatures either, so they can be... They could be commanded by anyone. Let's do that. Let's have her cast some of those. And Suna's just gonna sit there. He'll be ferrying troops when the time arises. And researching still. Okay, well, I have only about under a minute left, and if I end the turn, it'll probably take longer than that to see what's going on, so I'm going to call it a night. Thank you all for watching. Please leave comments. By all means, my situation is pretty dire right now, so if you have some strategy tips you would like to share with me, and therefore that I could share with anyone else who's watching, I'd very much appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Goodbye.